Alright, friends, it's time to learn more vocabulary. And this time, we're going to learn around our community. Alright, and one of the sections for around our community, or categories, is the police station. Alright? Now, I know police station can be also a scary place, but it's actually a pretty cool place if you've ever been to one, so that you can meet a police officer. And police officers are very friendly, you guys. They're just here to help. Alright, a police officer. And what's cool about a police officer, what do they usually wear? Alright, they can look like this, like a star, or they look like this. What is that called? If you're right, it's called a police badge. Alright, a police badge lets you know that it is a police officer. Most of them will have that or some sort of identification, which means like a way of proving that they are a police officer. And what's cool that a police officer has around their waist, so like when you wear a belt, it holds your pants up or anything like that, where like workers wear a tool belt because it holds things. Well, police officers have a very similar belt. It's kind of like a tool belt, and it will hold a flashlight. Man, if you said that before I did, I am so proud of you. It is a flashlight. A flashlight has that button where you press it and it shines out a light, so it helps you see in the dark. All right, another item that they have on their tool belt is handcuffs. All right, now handcuffs are something that you can put around your wrists, and it prevents you from moving. All right, it's just to keep everyone safe. Another thing that they have is a way that they can talk to other police officers. What is that called? I know some of you were saying a cell phone, but there's something else where they hold it right here and they talk into it, or they can hold it in their hand. It's called a walkie-talkie. I know some of you have these at home that you play with your friends or siblings, and you can talk to one another while you're running around outside. So it's a walkie-talkie. Now, what is that vehicle or the type of car that they get into and they drive around? What's that called? I'm not trying to trick you here. So it is a police car. All right, police cars come in all different colors too, but usually it has those sirens there at the top, all right? It's the lights, and it has a siren, it makes a noise, it shows off a light, so you know that those are police cars. All right, and just like I talked about how this is a light, so when it flashes, they can look like that, where it's long at the top, or some cars just have this, just one light that they can put on the top, or they can put it on the dashboard in their car, and sometimes they make noises too, and it's called a siren. All right, a siren. Now, let's say that they want to yell out something, and they don't want to just use their voice. They can hold something, press a button, and speak into it, and it makes your voice even louder. What is that called? If you thought it was a megaphone, you are right. See, Mr. V has had the opportunity to use a megaphone before, and it is so much fun. It makes my little voice so much louder. So it's a megaphone. All right, now let's say that, you're driving your car and you're driving way too fast, and then you get pulled over by a police officer. It's okay. He's just protecting the road. He's protecting you because he doesn't want you to drive too fast. But if you do drive too fast, he usually gives you something. Do you guys know what that's called? It's called a speeding ticket. All right? This piece of paper says speeding ticket. He'll write down how fast you're going, because if you're going too fast, you get a ticket. And because you got a ticket, that means you usually have to pay money to the court or to wherever you were pulled over, like the county. All right? So please drive safely whenever you become drivers, which is a long time from now. But please do not speed. Go the speed limit. And the speed limit is a sign that usually tells you how fast you can go. All right. This last card that I want to show you is probably one of my favorites. Usually they're found in a police car in the back seat. All right. So you get the police officer. He's driving. And he has a friend in the back. All right. And now this friend, he's pretty furry. He has a long tongue, pointy ears, and he helps police officers find things, or they just have them with them as their partner. And what do you think it is? If you said cat, you're wrong. It is a police dog. Look at this police dog. They're so fun. Now, these dogs, obviously, when you see them, you don't go pet them or anything like that because they're working. They're just like police officers. And a lot of times they use their nose to sniff things out. Like, if a police officer is like, oh, can you find this? And, like, he has them sniff something and he can go and find it. All right? It's a police dog. All right, friends, let's go over our cards one last time, and these are things that you can find or things that are related to the police station, a place where all the police officers are. All right, so we have the police officer, and remember, he wears a badge, which also tells you that he is a police officer. On his tool belt, he will have a flashlight, helps him see in the dark. Some handcuffs to put around people's wrists just to keep everyone safe. A walkie-talkie so he can talk to his other police officers. And then if he wants to drive around, he'll get in a police car. And then if he wants people to know that they need to pull over or they want to get people's attention and they turn on the lights and noise, it's a siren. And then if he really wants to make his voice super loud, he'll use a megaphone. And if you're driving too fast and he pulls you over, he might write you a speeding ticket, or she, because women can be police officers too, a speeding ticket. And then usually if he has a furry partner, it is a police dog. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me while we learn about the police station. That is something that we can find around in our community. All right, remember, pause, look at the pictures, practice the words, and try to think some other things that police officers might be wearing. Like their uniforms. Yeah, I didn't talk about that. Some police officers have a hat. Think of other things that you've seen a police officer wear. All right, thanks.